of Uncensored. I am your host, Keith Andrew. Along here is my friend, Joe Perez, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you for having me, Keith.
Now, for people who don't know what Uncensored is, Uncensored's my way to show people that even with learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, turning myself into a perfect example for people out there, deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair, that you don't have to label yourself as mentally challenged or handicapped. If you're very passionate about your goals in life, you should prove to people you can still amount to something. And that's the whole point of my talk show.
I like it, I agree.
Now, getting started, it's a normal conversation, and, I did say half hour, but you have as much time as you want, and you can ask me anything you want. It's uncensored. So,
okay.
Starting off, what can you tell me about your background?
Well, my background was pretty hectic as well as my life now. Being a military brat, so to say, I've lived pretty much everywhere. I've even lived in Guatemala for a while. My mom was actually a teacher out there at a private school, so I got to go to private school. It wasn't that bad. Some locations out there, I've seen some things I wish I had not seen. Not saying anything bad about the country, beautiful country, but I definitely like living in the U.S.
I take your word for it.
The rest of my background is I have a bachelor's in communications from Cal State Fullerton. I was born in Fairfield, California. Again, now I reside in Vacaville, California, which is pretty close. I've been interested in acting ever since, I would say, well, since my mom told me I can act. Used to get my way pretty much all the time. I've been in acting ever since I took a class at a JC taught by George McGuire. Very, very great teacher. You'll see him in like The Pursuit of Happiness. Fight Club. He was in a bunch of movies. Great guy. Great mentor. Since then, I pretty much got into film, started doing a couple independents. Everybody starts out doing extra work. I wanted to do more. So what I did is I decided to go to the business side. I've tried everywhere getting into William Morris Endeavor, all the way on through CCA. And I decided to start my own management company. So I'm about 7 months in, and it's a lot harder than what I thought it would be. I'm doing that. I got a background in, say, web design. Pretty much anything that's entrepreneurial is what I do now. My things right now I'm working on are My Talent Network, which you can also access it by mytalentnetwork.com or IndieFilmit.com. And I'm also working on Tribute Pick. I did have one of my best friends pass away a couple months ago, and it pushed me to do something to make a website that people are able to remember their lost relatives and friends, because there's so many. I know that out of all my friends, they have so many pictures and stories that I've never heard of, and that's something that I wanted, to be able to see and see what they have. And I figured that I know everybody around the world that's lost somebody wanted to do the same thing. So I decided to create TributePick.com. It's up. I have not done much with it yet. I still got to do PR. And then with My Talent Network, I just wanted to build something to where independent artists, it's based mostly towards film. So actors, screenwriters, crew, producers, everybody can get together and build, a web series, create a web series or independent film, anything they want from start to finish. I wanted a one-stop shop. And that also includes your comedians. You can go there too. We got a circuit coming in. It includes, artists, digital artists, musicians. I mean, I wanted to get the art and bring it to one place, and that one place would be the one-stop shop to get everybody's stuff now. And I've noticed that all these websites, these big competitor websites, they put, X amount of space up for, $50,000 to $100,000 you got to pay. People can't really afford that. And I wanted, the independent artists, craven artists like myself in the beginning, I mean, it's so hard to get things done financially. And even now I'm struggling. But, little by little, and like you said, just you've got to do, you got to start, you got to do something that you love and continue with it no matter what. No matter what people say, just give all you can and never give up. And that's my background. It's just motivational, just going out there and doing everything that I've never done before.
Well, having you on the show, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So I just want to say thank you for that. Now, to let you know, I have a question. You mentioned you are a talent manager. Now, before you get to go into the details of how you are a talent manager, I met a couple of talent managers, and there's one woman that comes to mind, and she works as a couple of wrestlers, former wrestlers, and she's like, "Oh, you have a talk show? That's pretty interesting." And it's like, yes, it is. Yeah, it's like, well, you work with a couple of former WWF, ECW wrestlers. I would love to have them on my talk show. Okay, $8,000. I said, what the fuck for? Oh, you have to pay for the airfare, you have to pay for the travels, you have to do this and that. Okay, let me rephrase this. How much would it be for a normal phone conversation? $1,000. And it's like, you know what? They're not important, Bennett. I need to pull $1,000 out of my ass. And it's like, really? I'm going to pay $1,000 for what, 20 minutes? Maybe like a half hour? Even if we're doing it in person, and okay, I understand, pay for their time. But this is over the phone. It has to be like something a little more reasonable, Some people would say, argue with it, we're still in a recession, but like you mentioned, some people don't even have that money. Think about, for $1,000, I can get new glasses for $1,000. I can copyright or buy a new computer or something. $1,000 just for a half hour, that seems like a little much.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question I was going to ask you, how that's directed at you, how much would you charge if I wanted to work with one of your talents? How much would you charge?
Well, for something like this, just a conversation, I'd ask them when they have free time to do this. And, me, it's pretty much up to them whether they would want to do it or not. Now, I don't work with A-list talent. I work with union talent and, mostly, at this point, I'd say indie talent. They're working their way up, and that's what I'm there to do. Like I said, I've done acting, and I've made some mistakes in choosing roles that I shouldn't have, along with being typecast a lot because of tattoos. So what I do now, I tell them what's best for them, and this is a good idea. Your show is a good idea because it gets them out there, and it gets ratings for you. It gets them to be seen, but it also helps people to become people, to connect, and that's what I think that everybody needs. I wouldn't charge anything. Now what kind of talent manager you're talking about is, yes, we have these A-list actors. Their time, their time is money because they got so much things going on. That's why, like right now, it took us so long to get together because of the things that I got going on. It's that. In all, I can understand what she's saying about that because, just even like say, if they're WWE actors, they're going to talk show. Yeah, I mean, she's asking for a cheaper amount than what it would usually cost, from my understanding of the business. Like I said, I'm 7 months in. I've known some big producers, and it's very, very expensive. It's how, like, say for instance, a construction company would charge the person they're building like $30 for a $5 hammer. So everything's upselled in the entertainment business, I've noticed too. But, you're going to come across, people like me, other talent managers, actors. It's not about the money, and it's about the art. It's about, getting yourself out there, about helping people, about understanding that there's more than just money, and there's more than just, there's more to it in life than just, yourself. And when you get to a certain point, like what she was describing, I can understand that because of the busy schedule and the things that they have to do. But, some people have to take the time, settle down and say, hey, okay, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to do this because I want to do this. And there's people out there that'll do that. But again, I'm not saying anything bad about that talent manager. She's doing her job, and that's her job, is to take care of her client. And to take care of her client, she has to charge that. Now, what she was charging, again, from my understanding, for a phone call or a Skype call, it might be 30 minutes, but those guys make more than $1,000 in 30 minutes. So you got to figure that, it's all who you talk to, and it's their perspective on life and where they're going.
No, I agree. And there's been some people, I redid season 1. This is the second one. That's my fault. So I've been doing this from the start, the proper way, how we're doing it now. Unfortunately, when I started, I was just doing phone call conversations. And no one, I've had it on YouTube, no one really, depends on who was talking, no one was really watching, listening to it. And, lots of people say, oh, what's your audience? I have an audience? I know my work is being watched. I appreciate that, but I really don't know what my audience range is. Oh, well, if you don't know what your audience range is, we can't give you a sponsor, and you can't do this, you can't do that. So I'm redoing season 1, and I interviewed about 71 people. Most of them from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Dragon Ball Z to the Amazing Spider-Man. Unfortunately, some of those people I became friends with, and I did ask them for their friendship. That's kind of my thing. But I get to that in a couple minutes. They were really nice, and we became friends. And there was other people who I talked to said, yeah, I only did the interview because it was a one-time thing, or I felt sorry for you, or it looked good to help me at the time, and now I want nothing to deal with you. And it's kind of like, you gotta find those people along the way. Now, I mentioned, people I became friends with, I'm doing the talk show for 2 reasons. I'm going to keep telling people the short story. I'm just going to tell you the long story, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Basically, when I turned 21, people said, it's your special birthday. You should do something you got to remember for the rest of your life. You only live once. And I said, well, I have my health. I have my family. If I have to die, at least I would like to have a couple famous friends. And at the time, I tried talking to a couple professional wrestlers or actors, and I was told to go fuck myself. I was a lowlife. I was a parasite. And at the time, I was working in retail, and they didn't like the fact I had a learning disability, so they forced me out, and I got sick. I developed severe panic attacks and everything. That was my own stupidity to believe, and I had friends at work. So when I was recovering, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit anymore. I want to start my life like you. I want to do something I'm going to enjoy doing. And I was like, well, for the longest time, I've been using my learning disability as a crutch. I can't do this, I can't do that. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do something that I love, and I'm going to turn myself into a perfect example. Came up with the talk show. And it's my way to interact with people, help me get over my social anxiety, because I hesitate around people, and that I was hesitating a little bit, but I'm getting over that. And I apologize for that. And it's just, people say like, oh, you're using people, or you're taking advantage of people. Nope, I'm not. I'm upfront with people. I tell people the truth. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And, in the beginning, I was just doing this for myself. And then I was thinking to myself, this isn't going to last long as I portray myself as a dick. So I have to change my image, and I did. So now I'm going to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there. Deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair, or whatever the excuse is. You should never label yourself, and you should prove to people you can stem out something. And at the same time of doing that and getting over my personal goals of anxiety and hesitation, I do make a couple friends on the side, and hopefully you would be one of them.
Yeah.
And there's other people who would say, yeah, sure, we can be friends, and as soon as a day goes by, they just stab the knife in the back, say, no, I never said that, I just said that to be nice, but you seem like a nice guy, so I know you want to do it. But, it's hard to find. I did an interview earlier with a former WWE Hall of Famer, Lenny Pablo, and he agreed with what I said, I sometimes hate people because they're stupid, selfish, and ignorant. And he's like,
I think you speak his mind,
and
it's best. It's best to tell the truth in certain situations, but it's best to be an honest person. It's going to get you farther in life. And I know to say that in Hollywood, that's it's a stretch, but there's a lot of people out there, and like you said, your anxiety. Truthfully, I had social anxiety. I have social anxiety. I've been diagnosed as being bipolar, and they tried to put me on medication. I wouldn't take it, and they're just, they hand out medication, and they tell everybody that they're bipolar. Now, social anxiety, a lot of people have it. You're not the only one. As, it might seem like I don't have it, but I do. It gets bad. I get my depressed days where I don't want to talk to anybody. I lock myself away. I just got to get up. I got to do stuff. I got to get around. And, by taking on as many things as I can, it helps out. And growing up with ADHD, my mind kind of, it'll wrap around like 1,800 things at once. I can't settle for one thing. I'll start something and not finish it. So my goal this year is everything that I start to finish. And when, people with disabilities, and they say, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that, they can do it. So don't ever think that you can't do something. You can do whatever you want to do. It's those people that have the problem. Those people don't understand that, there's way more to life. I mean, for instance, Stephen Hawking, he has disability. He's the smartest man damn near in the world, if not the smartest man in the world. I wonder what they said to him, growing up. Oh, you're not going to make it, blah, blah, blah. Look at him. So, for people out there with disabilities, don't listen to anybody else. Do what you're good at and go for what you want. That is the way to go. And, after time, and you'll notice your social anxiety will go away. It's good you're doing the show, because being able to talk, whether this is pretty much face-to-face. Being able to talk face-to-face with somebody is, getting that interaction, that communication. As soon as you've done it so much, you'll be able to go, wow, the social anxiety will go away. It's because you'll have so many conversations to where when someone comes up with a question and answer, boom, you have it right then and there. And it's I know it's very difficult, and I'm still dealing with it now, but you can overcome it. And social anxiety, everybody has it, truthfully, to tell you. Everybody. They won't tell you they do. They might not look like they do, but they do. And I've noticed the louder you are, the more social anxiety you have. Coming from me.
Right, well, I agree with you, and going back, and this is a good subject anyway to stay on, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to find the words for it. When I was growing up in high school, I was hyper, Yeah, I was bouncing around and everything. I never did drugs or anything. I just, AD, whatever, the hypertension thing.
Yeah.
I was fine. It's only when it's basically, I'm going to tell you the whole story of what happened with me in retail. And this is the truth for everyone out there. I'm not bullshitting or playing the walls small as a violin. Basically, say you were the manager and you knew I had a learning disability. And then you hired me knowing that the fact I had a learning disability. And occasionally, the only reason I would get the job is I had this outside organization, company or house people to do learning disabilities, may come in not to check on the company, but see how I'm doing and see how I'm being treated. Now, and this is the truth, I've been at the store for about 4 years, and now that you hired someone, and all this is hypothetically, by the way, so this is, so anyone who listens, it's like, well, I didn't know you were a manager. So anyway, he hired this person, and they basically hired this Arab woman, and she flirted with me, and then she would run to the back and say, like, he's stalking me, or Keith's doing this, or Keith's doing that, and then I would get pulled into the back and get yelled at. And as soon as I walked out in the office, back to the sales floor, she was, right there, right in my face. Oh, they're just messing with you. We're just playing a game with you. And so this went on from March of 2007 to October 2007. And during that time, it was getting worse and worse. I spent more time in the bathroom throwing up. I took, I didn't have Xanax at the time. I did. I took Pepto-Bismol. I tried meditating, and I couldn't leave. People were like, just leave. Go get another job. It's like, I can't. My parents want me to stay at this job. I've been here for a long time. People say I have wink, wink, seniority here. But they couldn't, the truth is, they couldn't fire me because of my learning disability. But they made up their idea. They made a plan of, and by the way, I'm sorry to bitch to you. I know this is...
No, go ahead.
They told people, say, we really need to get rid of this person. Because, this Arab girl that we talked about, she's now threatening to sue us. We can't fire her because she's going to sue us being Arabic and everything. And we can't fire this Keith because he has a learning disability. So we're going to make her a manager. And, that wasn't good enough. They wanted me out of there. And they told everyone in the store, befriend Keith. Make him as comfortable as you can. Then when he's not looking, stab him in the back. And that's what they did. And that's when my anxiety started to flare up, with my trust issues. And by now, a lot of people are thinking, oh, this kid's a fucking idiot. I would have left the store a while ago. But I didn't have that luxury. And unfortunately, I had to do what I had to do. And I was forced to resign. And then as soon as I resigned, they said, oh, by the way, you're banned from the store. And not just you're banned from the store, you're going to be blacklisted from a couple stores in this mall. I won't give out the mall name. In this mall. And so I hope you don't want to work here anymore or anywhere, because you're not going to have any experience. You're not going to have this. You're not going to have that. And it's like, what did I do again? So it's kind of like, it's ridiculous. That they took advantage of me and they think they can get away with this because, I may have a learning disability, but that's the truth. Even the government, takes advantage of people with learning disabilities, and because they think they can't fight back, they can do whatever they want. It's disgusting.
Yeah, from what you described, that should not have happened. They should not have done that. Even just the joking around, that's already gone against company policy at any company that anybody's worked for. But again, as I said, you just think the learning disability is a word that the government created or that people created because other people are different. and everybody's unique. So you don't have learning disability. You are a different person. You're a unique person, as I would say. And these people you're describing at your work, they're, they might, be doing something different, or they might just still be there, but they don't have a talk show. They're not talking to people all over the world, and it's good in a way that happened, because now you're doing what you love, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's funny, everything happens for a reason too, and everybody will laugh at that saying, but it seems that saying has been true the past 7 years. It's out of everything I've done, it's crazy. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah,
I go off, you'll notice.
Oh, well, that was pretty much it. But you said, sometimes I do wonder, if I started my talk show, and I did have a talk show in high school. Unfortunately, it was only in high school, and I couldn't really do a lot with it, but that's how I got the idea. But you said things happen for a reason, and, I didn't have to take, medication. I didn't hesitate. I was like you, like a normal person. But there's certain things that makes that person unique, and things happen for a reason. So I guess you have to go with the flow for the most part.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, me being a normal person, I'm definitely not normal. I said this. Everybody's going to be unique. The way that, how would I describe it? Media too, and I'm one of those people that'll read the news and go through things, and and I've noticed that the media has a big impact. And again, I love working in Hollywood and doing stuff, but media has an impact of what people see, marketing, advertisement. They're gonna have the impact, especially on the younger generations, of what is normal, what is okay. What should I be wearing? Should I be wearing that? Should I be doing this? And we are the ones. It's like we're the ones that shape the way the world is and what norm is. If you were to describe norm, what's the norm? What's a normal person? Describe a normal person to me.
I would say, hypothetically, a normal person would be about. I'm not spitballing here, but this woman just popped in my mind. Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu?
Yeah, she seems normal enough.
The actress Lucy Liu?
Yes.
So have you? Yeah, she's actually not in the tabloids or any of that stuff. She keeps her life private.
I know people.
Yeah. She has to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Like, people say Vince McMahon's crazy. See who else. They made fun of George Bush when they were calling him a retard, but he was actually pretty smarter than President Obama. That's to put a little plug out there. There's Stephen Hawkings, Bill Gates. They seem like the normal people, but there's always, the more normal they are, the more you try to look behind the curtain of what are they actually trying to hide, really.
That's true.
Now, what were you going to say? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Let's see. I forgot.
Oh, it's okay. But you were going to say something about what is normal, and you were going to pick a person.
There's really no normal person that I've known. Everybody does different things. To me, if I was to say normal, I would say like a normal life is again like what the media portrays. A white picket fence, your wife in the kitchen cooking and baking, and you coming home from work with a suitcase, and like the 50s. That lifestyle, like we're always evolving, you know, socially, economically, technology. It's just there's so much change that I don't think there really is a normal. Life is what you make it, and everybody that you meet, you know, they're gonna be unique. They're gonna be normal in their own way. So, and for instance, like if you know, the way we're talking now, you might take some of my lingo, say it in a conversation. You're right. I might take some of your lingo, say it in a conversation. People affect each other. So to say that one person's normal, they probably took the way their nature and nurture from everybody throughout their life. So the like what you're saying, like Lucy Liu, she's a great actress by the way too. It's to be an actor and to be normal. Most actors you'll know aren't very normal. They can't be normal. They got to play so many different characters. You know, there's a list of, for instance, let's see, Leonardo DiCaprio. He has OCD pretty bad. I guess he has to step where cracks are and stuff go. He can't step here, can't step there, got to do this. You know, nobody's perfect. And he's a great actor, too. You know, and same with me. I mean, I've had pretty much everything. From the OCD to washing my hands to play when I was younger. I was scared of germs. I mean, there is, in my opinion, there is no normal, but that's good. Who wants to be normal? Who wants to be? You know, you want to be unique. You want to be. You want to stand out. You want to, you know, like your show. You want your show to be up there. You want people to see it. Now, are people going to want to see a normal show, or they want to get to see a kick-ass show? You know.
Well, my show, it's more like, you know, it's real. It's, you know, person to person. You know, it's not like all flashy and have this and that. I kind of wish I had nude girls walking around because I know all the guys would be insane. I just watch a show for the new girls, but yeah, maybe one day when I have my studio.